trip, we'll be heading south. And for most of the trip, we'll be relatively close to the Mexican border. But the main objective today is to find an old Adobe silo. It was built back in the late 1800s and was used in a small dairy operation which supplied milk to miners in the area. It's a beautiful day. Clouds, sunshine, not a lot of dust and not a lot of wind. So it ought to be a great trip. Glad you could come along with us today. Picturesque, but just a little bumpy. But fun. Stark reminder of the effects of drought in this part of the country. The mountain range ahead of us are the San Jose Mountains, and they're about 5 miles or so on the other side of the border. The San Jose Peak is somewhat iconic in this part of southeastern Arizona. You can see it from a long way away, and served as a landmark back in the day for Spanish explorers and for people making their way westward. Up ahead is a Border Patrol camera tower. There's one about every 4, maybe 5 miles, and they're very effective. The map says we're getting pretty close to the Adobe silo, and should be right around the corner here. As near as I can figure out, this was built well over 100 years ago. Compared to the East Coast, a 125-year-old silo is not particularly old. But out here in the West, 125 years covers a lot of history. Tombstone, Arizona, Wyatt Herb, the mines of Bisbee, Arizona, and just a few miles east of here, Dos Nacos. That's Naco, Arizona, and Naco, Sonora in Mexico. Naco, Arizona's claim to fame is it's the only place in the continental U.S. that's been bombed by a foreign country. There was a revolution back in the 20s in Mexico, and one side apparently hired an expatriate U.S. citizen that had an old two-seater biplane to drop bombs on one side of the revolution. And apparently the pilot got lost, wandered across the U.S. line, and his Mexican backseater in the open-air biplane dropped a homemade bomb over the side, and it landed in Naco, Arizona. And that gave Naco, Arizona its claim to fame as being the only place in the continental United States that's been bombed by a foreign nation. A lot of history in this part of the country. Well, that just about does it for today's mini adventure. Hopefully you had a good time, and if you get a chance, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. But again, thanks for coming along with us, with all of us today on this little mini adventure. And hopefully we'll see you again next time. Let me show you my friends if you haven't seen them.